And there I have it. I now have a total of 5 titanium discs. I actually need 7, so I'm going to have to go find another hard drive that doesn't work anymore. But that's where they come from. So now what I need to do is find another hard drive that doesn't work and go from there until I get 7. So back in a minute. Alright, I've located another hard drive, one that doesn't work anymore. So let me break into this one real quick and we'll see how many discs are in this one. I'm sure I'm going to reach my goal of 7 off of this one. So let me break this one down real quick. Now how's that for speed? I've got 2 more discs, which makes the total to 7 now, which is what I needed to make this hydrogen project work. So now what I need to do is move on over to my fabrication department and do what I need to do to process these discs and get them ready for construction into the hydrogen generator. So back in a minute. Okay, I'm back from my fabrication department, and what I wound up doing here is I bolted all 7 plates together. That way I can work them all at the same time, save some time, and the project be a little bit more precise. But I put a hole here at the bottom. That's what's going to connect the poles, positive or negative, and the whole opposite hole, that's going to keep the poles from touching each other. You'll see once I start assembling things. But then on the sides, I had to shave everything down on the sides just a little bit, because this is the jar that I'm going to use for the hydrogen project. But not quite, the opening's not quite big enough. So what I wound up having to do is shave them down a little bit so that it can slide into the jar once it's assembled, which is going to be the next step. Alright, there it is. The hydrogen generator is assembled. It looks a little bit rough, but I mean, it is a prototype. It'll get better with some adjustments here and there. I've got to work on the spacing, make it more even. But for the most part, the positive and the negative poles are not touching. And the next step now is to put it in some water and see if this can produce hydrogen. And I'm actually going to go with this jar here. It is a little bit bigger than the one I was going to use. The other jar is going to wind up being the dryer jar. But I still would have wound up having to trim the plates because the opening is the exact same size. So what it's going to do is wind up going down in here. And I've got to work on some penetrations on the lid and make sure they're airtight. And then start putting some water with baking soda solution mix in here and start producing hydrogen. Alright, I've got the lid sealed, airtight, and I've started adding water. And it's distilled water. But what I need to start doing is adding some baking soda into the water, which will increase the conductivity of this hydrogen generator and allow it to make hydrogen. And I have the ohm meter hooked up to those plates. It's hooked up to the wire that's going to those plates inside of there. And right now it's reading infinity, which means the resistance is infinite. So right now I have no conductivity. And what I have to do is I'm going to use Ohm's law, and I'm going to start applying some more water, but it's going to have baking soda in it until I can reach 48 ohms resistance. and that should give me 25 amps. That's what I'm shooting for. That'll be flowing inside of that cell and allow me to produce hydrogen. And now I've got some more water, and there is some baking soda mixed in with it. So I'm going to watch that gauge and see if it moves at all. So let's go. Look at that. A little bit too much baking soda. Because now I've got 5 ohms, 10 ohms, 12, 13. So yeah, looks like I got a little bit too much. But that's alright. Alright, the hydrogen generator is complete for the most part and ready for testing. So let me get it set up and we'll see if we can make hydrogen. Here's the hydrogen generator fully assembled and proper seal established. And I have cycled it just a little bit to see what it would do. And it turned the solution green. I don't know if it's supposed to do that, but we'll see. And I'm using that right now as the power source, and it's hooked up right here, which is going to come, and once the hydrogen starts generating and bubbling up, it's going to come through this hose and into this jar of soapy water, and from the bubbles we're going to see if this is hydrogen. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is apply power to the hydrogen cell and show you what happens. In short bursts though, I'm not leaving the power on. So now I'm going to see. This is hydrogen. If it is, you'll see it. There it is. Try this one more time. Again, only in short bursts, and I'm keeping this open flame away. Last thing I want to do is blow myself up on the first time. Alright, hydrogen generator's off. Here it is. Son of a gun, blowed my fire out. Look at that. I do have hydrogen.